If you just moved to America and someone told you that you do not exist here financially, they were telling you the truth. No credit history, no score, no file. You are completely invisible to every bank, every landlord, every lender in this country. And that invisibility can cost you your apartment, your car loan, your phone plan, even your job. I know because I was there. Zero. Nothing. Starting from scratch in a country where your entire financial life depends on a 3-digit number you have never heard of before. But here is what nobody told me, and what I am going to tell you today. I went from 0 credit to a 720 credit score in just 9 months. Not with tricks, not with shortcuts, with a simple step-by-step system that anyone can follow, even if you just landed last week. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to know exactly what to do, exactly what mistakes to avoid, and exactly how long it is going to take. Let's start from the very beginning. When you arrive in the USA, your home country credit history means absolutely nothing here. It does not transfer, it does not count. Banks in America do not care if you had a perfect credit score back home for 20 years. In their system, you simply do not exist. They call this being credit invisible. And right now in 2026, millions of immigrants are sitting in this exact position, not because they are bad with money, but because this system is completely new to them. Now, the first question most people ask is, what even is a credit score? Very simple. A credit score is a number between 300 and 850. Think of it like a report card for how you handle money. The higher your number, the more banks and landlords and lenders trust you. Below 580, you are going to get rejected for almost everything. Between 670 and 739, you are in good territory. Most things open up for you. And once you hit 720 and above, you are getting the best interest rates, the best apartment approvals, no security deposits. Life becomes significantly easier. The most commonly used score in America is called a FICO score, and 5 things control it. The most important, 35% of your score is your payment history. Did you pay on time? Every single month, on time. One missed payment, even one that is 30 days late, can drop your score by more than 100 points. That is how serious this is. The second most important factor, 30%, is your credit utilization. This means how much of your available credit limit you are actually using. The rule is simple. Never use more than 30% of your limit. If your credit card limit is $200, never spend more than $60 on it. Ideally, stay below 10%. The third factor, 15%, is how long your accounts have been open. The longer the better. This is why you should never close your first credit card, even if you stop using it. More on that in a minute. The last 2 factors are credit mix and new credit inquiries, each worth 10%, and they matter less when you are just starting out. Now here's the thing that stops most immigrants before they even start. They think they need a social security number to open a bank account in America. This is completely false. You do not need an SSN. You can use something called an ITIN, an individual taxpayer identification number, and it is fully legal and accepted by almost every major bank in the country. Bank of America accepts it, Chase accepts it, Wells Fargo, Citibank, Capital One, all accept it, and local credit unions are often the most flexible of all. How do you get an ITIN? You apply directly with the IRS. The standard process by mail takes about 7 to 11 weeks. So do this as early as possible. If you are a student on an F1 visa and you have a campus job, check with your international student office first. You might qualify for a social security number directly, which makes everything even easier. So let me walk you through the exact timeline I followed, step by step. In the first week, the only goal is to open a free bank account. Walk into Chase, Bank of America, or a local credit union with your passport, your ITIN, and a proof of address. Something like a utility bill, a lease agreement, or even a letter from your university housing office. If you just arrived and do not have any of those yet, online banks like Chime or SoFi are a great option. They require no minimum balance, charge 0 monthly fees, and you can open an account in about 15 minutes from your phone. You will have a debit card within a week. One thing I want to warn you about before you walk into a big bank. Many of them charge a monthly maintenance fee, somewhere between $12 and $15 every single month, if your account balance drops below a certain amount, usually around $1,500 to $2,000. That adds up to nearly $200 a year that silently disappears from your account. Most immigrants do not notice this until months later. The simple solution is to use a student account, a credit union, or an online bank like Chime or SoFi, where there are genuinely 0 fees. And watch out for overdraft charges too. If you ever spend even $1 more than what you have in your account, some banks will charge you $25 to $35 per incident. They sometimes turn this on automatically without clearly telling you. Always opt out of overdraft protection, or simply use a bank that does not charge this fee at all. Okay, back to the timeline. Once your bank account is open, the very next step, ideally within the first 2 to 4 weeks, is to apply for a secured credit card. Now, what is a secured card? It is a credit card where you pay a deposit up front, and that deposit becomes your credit limit. So you put down $200, and you have a $200 credit card. The deposit protects the bank, which is why they approve almost anyone. No credit history required, no social security number required. The best options right now in 2026 are the Discover It secured card, $200 deposit, no annual fee, reports to all 3 credit bureaus, and even gives you cash back. The Capital One Platinum secured card is also excellent and very ITIN friendly. If you do not have $200 to spare right now, the current Build card requires 0 deposit and has 0 fees. That is the easiest entry point possible. Apply online. It usually takes less than 10 minutes, and approval is often instant. Your physical card arrives in about a week, and once it does, here is exactly how to use it. Make 1 or 2 small purchases every month. Groceries, a coffee, gas, anything you would normally spend money on. Keep your total spending under 30% of your limit. On a $200 card, that means staying under $60. Then, pay the full balance before the due date, every month, without fail. Set up automatic payments immediately so you never forget. I need to stop here and address one of the biggest myths that costs immigrants real money every year. Some people believe you need to carry a balance on your credit card, meaning not pay it off fully, in order to build credit. This is completely false. FICO has officially confirmed this. Carrying a balance just means you are paying interest, which is money you lose for no reason. Pay your full balance every month, and your score builds exactly the same way, and you pay 0 interest. Do not fall for this myth. After about 30 to 60 days of using your secured card correctly, something magical happens. Your first credit score appears, usually somewhere in the 550 to 600 range. It does not sound impressive, but this is a massive milestone. You went from invisible to visible. You exist in the financial system now. From month 3 to month 6, you add 2 free tools that can boost your score without taking on any new debt. The first is Experian Boost. It is completely free, takes about 5 minutes to set up, and it connects to your bank account to find your utility bills, phone bill, and now even subscriptions like Netflix and Spotify. It adds those payment histories directly to your credit file. Most people see an instant boost of 10 to 15 points just from this one step. Go to Experian.com/boost and do this today. The second tool is a rent reporting service. This is one of the most powerful and underused strategies for immigrants. Your monthly rent is probably your biggest expense, but by default, it does nothing for your credit score. Services like Level Credit or Rent Track will report your rent payments to the credit bureaus, and under the latest Vantage Score model, which is now officially used for mortgage approvals as of 2025, rent and utility payments count toward your score. This can add 10 to 40 points over just a few months. By month 6, you should be somewhere around 620 to 650. And here is where you make one phone call that can push you significantly higher. Call your credit card company and ask for a credit limit increase. After 6 months of perfect on-time payments, most issuers will agree. Discover and Capital One often do this automatically. Why does this matter? Remember that utilization rule, keeping your spending below 30% of your limit? If your limit goes from $200 to $400, and you are still spending the same $50 per month, your utilization just dropped from 25% to 12%. That alone can add 20 to 40 points to your score. By month 7 to 9, with all of this in place, you are looking at 680 to 720. That is the target. That is where most of normal life opens up for you. Now let me talk about some mistakes that will completely destroy your progress if you make them. The first, and most devastating, is missing a single payment. Even one payment that is 30 days late can drop your score by more than 100 points. It can take months to recover from that. Set up autopay, set phone reminders, do whatever it takes to never miss a payment. This is non-negotiable. The second mistake is maxing out your credit card. Even if you pay it off at the end of the month, if your balance at the time the bank reports to the bureaus is close to your limit, your utilization appears high and your score drops. Keep it under 30% at all times. Under 10% is even better. The third mistake, and this one surprises people, is closing your first credit card. Many people think once they get a better card, they should close the old secured card to simplify things. Do not do this. Closing that card hurts you in two ways. First, it reduces your total available credit, which raises your utilization ratio. Second, if it is your oldest account, closing it shortens your credit history, which is 15% of your FICO score. Keep that first card open, even if you never use it. A zero balance on an open card does absolutely nothing bad to your score. Now let me share a few things that most people do not know about. If you have a trusted friend or family member in the USA with good credit, ask them to add you as an authorized user on one of their credit cards. You do not even need to use the card or even hold the physical card. Their entire payment history on that account shows up on your credit report. This can jumpstart your score significantly, sometimes by 50 or more points, within just 1 to 2 months. There is also something called Nova Credit, which is active right now in 2026. If you are from India, Mexico, the UK, Canada, Australia, Brazil, the Philippines, Nigeria, Kenya, South Korea, or several other countries, Nova Credit can transfer your home country credit history to American lenders. American Express and a few other companies use this. If your home country is on the list, check novacredit.com before applying for anything. You may already qualify for better products from day one. There is also an important update I need to share with you about something that happened very recently. In May 2026, a new executive order was signed that flags ITIN use as a potential risk factor, which means banks may now ask immigrants for additional documentation when opening or maintaining an account. This does not mean your account will be closed. ITIN is still completely legal for banking, but starting around July 2026, banks may begin requesting updated ID documents or immigration papers. Do not ignore any letter from your bank. Respond promptly. Keep all your documents organized and up to date. This is just extra paperwork, but it is important. Let me give you the quick summary before we close. The fastest path to a 720 credit score is this. Open a free bank account, get a secured credit card with a $200 deposit or zero deposit if you use current build. Make small purchases and pay the full balance every month. Keep your utilization below 30%. Sign up for Experian Boost for free. Add rent reporting, and at month 6, call and request a credit limit increase. That is the entire system. It costs as little as $0 to start. You use money you would already be spending. And within 9 months, you go from financially invisible to 720. The realistic timeline looks like this. Month 1 to 2, your score appears, around 550 to 600. Month 3 to 6, you hit 620 to 650. Month 7 to 9, you reach 680 to 720 with the credit limit increase. Month 10 to 18, if you want to push even higher, you can add a credit builder loan from self or a credit union. This adds an installment loan to your mix, which is another factor FICO rewards, and can take you to 720 to 750 or higher. Think about what a 720 score actually changes in your life. Right now, with no score, a landlord might ask for 2 or 3 months of rent as a security deposit, or simply reject you. With a 720, you walk in and get approved with just 1 month. A car loan at zero credit might cost you 20% interest. At 720, you can get it below 8%. A phone plan that currently requires a $300 security deposit, at 720, there is no deposit at all. This number touches every part of your life in America, and building it is completely in your control. You are not behind. You are just new to the system, and now you know exactly how it works. If this video helped you, share it with someone who just arrived in the USA. Subscribe because every week I post real financial information for immigrants and students in simple, clear English. And if you have a question about your specific situation, drop it in the comments below. I read every single one. See you in the next video.